because you, the ordinary people, don't really know who to support. Your king is your king. King John is God anointed. He's the son of the great king Henry Fifth's Empress, so he has every right to rule over England, but he's not been doing very well. He's lost his territories in France. He's got you all excommunicated and put under interdict by the Pope, and now his own barons have rebelled against him. Amongst them, the man who has the lordship of Framlingham Castle, Roger Bigod, the Earl of Norfolk. But the Earl is not here. He's in London. He has, however, in order to stiffen the resolve of the people here at Framlingham, sent his wife, the daughter of the most famous knight in all England, William Marshall. Her name is Mahelt Marshall. Would you like to meet her?
No.
Then let me hear you cheer for the Lady of Framlingham. And here she is, the Lady Mahelt. Give her a cheer as she rides by. Not only an excellent horsewoman in her own right, she brings with her son. Now the Lord Hugh here, this is a very important moment. This is the son and heir to the Earldom of Norfolk. When he grows up and he becomes a knight after his father is taken to heaven, he will command this place. The Lady Mahelt has brought him here so that he can be seen by all you good people, to know that she is not going to surrender this place up easily to the king. Her son, the Lord Hugh, is going to be here. He's going to put resolve into the garrison, and I think that the Lady Mahelt, in order to encourage the garrison, is going to say a few words.
Like, it's not the kind of person who killed it was supposed to say.
She could do a medieval PA.
Ladies and gentlemen, a cheer please for the Lady Mahelt! The Lady Mahelt Marshall who has come here and leaves a great treasure here in this place, her son. Well, I see that the constable is up on the bridge walk.
I'm sorry to hear
He's
that.
doubtless heard the words, and he's seen the arrival of Lord Hugh. I wonder if he has anything to say. By the words of Lady Mahelt, that the garrison will stay here, they will protect the young Lord Hugh, and they will do whatever is necessary to make sure that Framlingham Castle is held against the king. Well, with the departure of the lady to London. I see the captains of our contingents coming forward. It's to be war then. The constable leaving the captains now to deploy the men. They'll be taking up position on the walls to keep an eye out. They'll be looking out north, south, east and west for that telltale cloud of dust, which means the onset of the army of King John. But of course this will be done under the rules of chivalry. Before the king arrives, he will send out messengers to see if there's a way of coming to some sort of peaceful arrangement. But now the garrison will make its preparations, and I see that they have brought in their bowmen, the archers. Now these men have an absolutely vital role to play in a siege. In a castle with strong towers and great walls, the archers can be placed up on the walls, up in the towers, where it's very difficult to get at them, but they can rain down death upon anybody trying to attack the gates or the walls of this castle. So the archers have put out their butt with the wicker ring upon it there, and they're just going to bend themselves to their bows now and get their eyes in. We call it bending to the bow. The long bows you can see them using. This is a weapon that is starting to emerge as a useful weapon of war. If you look at the Bayeux tapestry of 150 years ago, you see some archers, but they're using a much smaller bow. This is a weapon that has been adopted in England from campaigning in Wales. Wales being a land of hills and mountains and forests, it's much more suited to ambush-style warfare rather than the open warfare that you might expect to see fought on the fields of France and England. The archers also have these great crossbows with these ballistas. Now these are ferocious weapons. They fire a bolt that is capable of penetrating not just one man, but of passing straight through him and going through a man or a man behind him. There was a siege by the Vikings of Paris, and weapons like this were used against them, and there was an account of a Viking being struck with such force by a bolt from a ballista that it not only went through him, it dragged him backwards and nailed him to a tree that was behind him with such force that he was stuck there, quite dead of course, and he became a very, very useful signpost for people during the siege. If they wanted to say, oh, you know, which tower are we attacking today? They'd say, well, it's the tower that's 2 down past the dead Viking nailed to the tree. So this is a ferocious weapon. Our archers are now bending themselves to the bow, and they'll be aiming at their target. Any strike within the ring, I expect to hear a cheer. Well, that's brilliant. So look at that for a fantastic start. Our first 2 arrows, and one of them's brushed against the wicker. A good strike. Oh, it's another good strike. Give them a cheer. It's not the easiest of jobs being an archer inside a castle because the wind in here blows around in all directions. The temperature's changing all the time. That's going to affect your bowstring, but that's an absolutely fantastic start. Real consistency there from our bowmen. Brilliant work. Well done. Round of applause for our archers. So you can imagine how effective this weapon is going to be. Imagine the walls of Framlingham covered with archers, all of them picking off targets. As you're advancing up towards the wall, you've got your shield in front of you. There are archers manning the windows and manning the top of the wall. You raise your shield up to protect yourself from an arrow coming down from the top of the wall. You're presenting a target to the archer's place, and the arrow slips around the wall. So whatever happens, you're going to get struck. So the archers have demonstrated their skill. Now we're moving on to the weapon that you might have seen demonstrated earlier on, the Perrier. Now this is not the largest siege weapon, but it's a very, very useful one to have inside a castle. You can see the power that it has, the force of it is from men. There we go, flinging its great stone towards the walls.
Yeah, I'm saying, because if somebody picks the horse, might be right.
So you see with a weapon like this, you can hit a barn door. The Perrier can be used to throw a single stone if you're aiming to break your opponent's siege weapons.
And to make water sparkle.
A basket with a number of stones to fling over at your enemy to use as an anti-personnel weapon. Or you can use a pot of what we call Greek fire, which when it strikes something, the pot breaks and the container inside bursts into flames. So that's a very, very good weapon to use against wooden siege weapons. If they manage to get the third strike, I expect to hear a cheer next time. Excellent consistency, that's what you want with a siege weapon. You want to be hitting the same part of the wall with each shot that you loose. Just making sure the ammunition goes into a sling at the bottom of the throwing arm. When the men pull down on the upper end of the throwing arm on the ropes, the witch's hair, here you go. Give them a cheer! Oh, they're getting better. They're slowly creeping up the wall. I believe they got one more projectile to loose. So this is a very, very useful weapon to have in a siege. It can be moved. You can use a variety of different types of ammunition in it, and you don't really need training to use it. What you need is weight. Oh! And I think that's the record. Probably just as well that one didn't go any higher. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause, please, for our Perrier crew. In a siege, it might well be that you're defined as what we call a useless mouth. That means that you don't really have a particular function. In which case, if the siege goes on for any length of time, you're eating food that you're not contributing. You'll be sent out. You might be able to find work pulling on the ropes with Perrier. But now we move on to the ballista. That's this great crossbow that you see here. Now this is the weapon of antiquity, a weapon that would have been familiar to the Romans. What we're going to see our ballista men doing is each of them are going to loose at the target at the end. They'll get 1 point for a strike against the straw butt. If they are able to get a strike within the ring, they will get 2 points. So we have two teams.
So they're aiming for the butt, and if they get it in the ring, it's extra points.
The team for Crusade. So green team, give us a wave.
Hello.
And multicoloured as they are. Our other team is from Feudal. Give them a cheer. So ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to split you randomly into 2 teams. So from this side, if you are on this side, you are going to be cheering for Feudal. Let me hear you cheer. On this side, if you are on this side of me, then you're going to be cheering for the green team for Crusade. Let me hear you cheer. So watch very carefully, because this happens very, very quickly. The ballistas have been loaded. We've made sure there's nobody in the way. You can see that they draw, the string has such force and potency that it's drawn back on a capstone. It's drawn back and then a trigger underneath it is pulled. Now these weapons, you can always hear them creaking and groaning with the strain that the wood is under, so the crew are very, very careful to step back out the way to make sure that if anything does go wrong, they're not caught in the whiplash of it. So, let's see, Feudal ready? Oh, just short, give them a cheer. Got to the target in the end, give them a cheer. A cheer for Feudal. So, Crusade, can you do better? So what about the aim?
Yeah.
Oh, a misfire. Now I don't know what